Welcome to the outdoors, and today we are going to be talking about foraging. Yes, one of those subjects which I feel pretty much gets lost and forgotten about and put on the back burner. You know, we're talking about the wonderful word of preparedness now, okay? And we all know if we have to leave our home for whatever reason, okay, and we need to make it up as we go along, okay? The knowledge that we should all have under our belt, so to speak, is an in-depth knowledge about foraging, about what we can eat off of the land without making us ill, or in extreme cases, actually kill us. No joke, there's things out there in the UK, if you didn't know what you're doing, you could die very easily, especially if you're own in the wilderness. So I have teamed up with this guy who was a former paratrooper, 30, 40 years experience living off the land, researching special forces, and the guy reached out to me about a book or a series of books that he's done. Now, don't get me wrong, I have books already about foraging, okay? Fungus, wild edibles, all of that sort of thing. But do you know what the weird thing what I keep coming up against is most of the books are written in the US or in Europe somewhere. So to find a really good extensive series of books focused on the UK is like heaven to me. Now, this is one of the books, okay, which James has written. And as you can tell, it's a pretty in-depth book, all right? And it's all in colour and it's excellent. It's a very, very, very good read, actually. There's so many things in this book which goes through so much detail about what's good for us, what's bad for us, recipes of what we can use. Because let's face it, if we're new to this and we're having to, live off of whatever we find around us, why not make it as interesting as possible? Okay. So not only has he written one book, he's written two, volume 2. And like you can tell, together, it is a lot of knowledge, okay? You can just tell, all right? But not only that, he's also doing a series of pocket guides, okay? So something like this, nice and simple, you can slip into your smock, in your rig, in your backpack, your Birkin, whatever you want. And it's currently on volume 2, okay? So he's writing it as we speak. So I thought, you know what? I've always had it in me to help out where possible, especially veterans, okay? Especially veterans who want to turn their knowledge and experience around into helping others and helping them as well, okay? Some of us already know some of the journeys and the roads that lots of veterans have had and the troubles that they come up against with PTSD, etc., okay? So I'm absolutely on board with helping as many veterans as I can get a foothold out into Civvy Street to help others and indeed help themselves. So what we're going to do today, as you can tell, we've hit the woods. We've thrown the basher up because we've been having intermittent rain and I didn't want to get these valuable books wet. All right, so later on we are going to be going out on the trail, foraging for real, using the intel from these books, okay? This isn't just, oh, here's a book, so I'll flip through it and do a video. No, we're going to be using these, not for just one video, but a series of videos, because as we go through time, especially this year, I think it's important for us to channel our time into learning skills rather than scrolling through Instaface, whatever it is, okay? We need to be out there learning skills. And now we've seen the back of that dreadful winter, it's a good time to get a springboard into the year and go out and see what's around us. Because I'm not joking, you will be surprised, even in urban areas, you will be able to find food if you know what you're doing. So join me while we go for a little wander around the hedgerows and the lanes of this beautiful country in mid Wales. James Stephens, as I say, was an ex-paratrooper, and there he is there. So you're going to be hearing quite a bit more from our friend who was in the paras, who has done his bit, he's learnt skills, and is happy to pass them on. Now, there is a link below this video to an Amazon page where you can buy these from. Now, as a caveat, I'm not getting paid for any of this. I just want to help veteran guys out and to also help you guys out. Because one day, if you have to do this for real, you have to leave home. What happens when all your food is gone? When you've eaten all of your ration packs in your Bergen, or you've eaten all those freeze-dried meals that you've got in the vehicle? What happens then? It's really good to hit the ground running and to walk along and go, ah, I know what that is. That's good for my asthma. I can pick that, I can steep that, and that's going to help. Or that's going to help me drift off to sleep because I have trouble sleeping in the woods with all of the noise. There's so much medicine and food out amongst us here in the UK. Most of us are unaware. So join me on a journey to learn what's good and what's bad for you living off the land. So we're just into June, and as you can tell, we are going to have an absolute bumper crop of blackberries this year. Every light coloured head that you see on the screen is going to be a blackberry, and they are everywhere, absolutely everywhere. There's just going to be trillions of them all over the UK. So keep your eyes out. Just around at the right time and you're going to be fine for blackberries. 100%. You just can't lose with blackberries. Here we have cleavers. Cleavers, well, you're going to see them in most parts of the UK most of the year around. Once again, in James's book, it goes into details about when and where these will be available, and I was quite surprised. I knew a fair bit about cleavers, but there's more information in the book which I didn't know about, and we're going to go over some of that in a little bit more in the video. But yes, cleavers is one of my personal favorites. They are absolutely everywhere. One of the most identifiable features of this plant is it sticks to you easy. It's like a Velcro. You could probably call it in a modern take as a Velcro plant, but it will absolutely stick to your clothes. I'm pretty sure most of you would come across this while spending time in the outdoors, whilst on walks and that sort of thing. But yes, cleavers, absolute abundance, especially right now. Some brambles, young bramble leaves. Very, very good. You are going to be in competition with insects, so you can absolutely take and eat these. Wow, does anyone recognise what these are? If you grow strawberries, yes, these are wild strawberry plants. And I'm just going to take this here and show you. So there we have it. Tiny little wild strawberries. And yes, I've just picked this just to show you. There are thousands of them down here. So that's always good to know. Wild strawberries. So there we have it. I hope you enjoyed the short video about foraging, and indeed going through the books that James has so carefully put together. And we've been in contact recently, and the plans are, which is quite phenomenal really, you guys are going to be the first to hear about this. Not only is it just about spring, it's doing all seasons, summer, autumn and winter. So that's going to be in-depth books with the pocket guides as well on the whole thing by the end of this year. So what I'm planning on doing is releasing, as soon as these books drop on Amazon, there will be posts on my Patreon account, on the newsletter, which I do, and there will be regular doing community posts as well, keeping everyone up to date. And hopefully there'll be some discounts and money offers too. I'm still blown away by this set of books, actually. I mean, James has done a seriously good job. Being ex-parachute regiment as well, it really, really does feel good doing stuff like this. It seriously does. So, James, if you're watching, I hope you've liked the video as well, mate. And you guys who want to support military veterans, you know what you've got to do. And you are going to end up with some seriously good stacks of knowledge all about foraging just here in the UK. For me, it's long overdue, and I'm so glad someone's finally gone and done a real in-depth analysis about the flora and fauna which you can eat, use for medicine, or if you want to go the other way, you can use poisonous plants for whatever you want to do with. Okay, so there will be links below the video, and like I say, this was all about spring, which is now gone. It's taken me a long time, as you can tell by my research notes going through the books. I really wanted to give it a thorough check, and it has taken a while, but stay tuned. There will be new books about summer foraging coming out real soon. So don't forget, links below. Thanks for watching. You guys take care. Thanks for watching, and stay funky.